Thanks for tuning in to Evangelism Resources. I wanted to recommend this particular book. It's edited by Roger Greenway, edited by Roger Greenway, and it's called The Pastor Evangelist. It has a whole series of different chapters in it by different authors, but I believe it's very important, and it has been for me, in terms of my journey throughout the decades of my Christian faith now, 40 years. I've found myself walking a fine line between being a pastor and actually being very motivated as an evangelist, and without too much focus or clarity or training or understanding about ecclesiology, that is about the church. I found myself bound up in the church as a pastor, but actually quite motivated as an evangelist, which often at times is has a different motive, has a different purpose, has a different mode of operation. And this book helped me to reconcile my deep concern for people as a pastor, particularly those who might profess faith, and the challenge of immediate follow-up and how I might exercise in a personal sense a role as an adoptive father, or even as Paul speaks in 1 Thessalonians about being a mother or a father. I do have a deep concern pastorally, but I also have a deep drive as an evangelist. And how do you reconcile those two forces at work? And I think in terms of ecclesiology, unfortunately, sometimes pastors who are actually evangelists turn their churches into a mission outpost. Alternatively, they could end up sacrificing their evangelistic zeal and compromise themselves and find themselves bound up in simple pastoral duties, acting as a priest toward the members of the community, and not actually reaching out to the outsiders at all. And that's a tragedy in some ways. But also that you find people who actually then leave the church altogether, who know the value of the church and end up in parachurch organizations and exercise their role as an evangelist, but are actually marginalized. Often the role of the evangelist is something that is experienced outside the local church, which I think is a tragedy, because Ephesians 4 does really talk clearly about how we have apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers, for the equipping of the saints, I believe, in the local church, so that each member of the local church has an opportunity to develop their skills and their abilities to be a witness, as well as to be pastors, and to love one another, that they can love one another by propagating the gospel, and to indeed be missionaries, effective missionaries and witnesses to their neighbours. So this book has been very helpful for me, and I highly recommend it. The Pastor Evangelist, edited by Roger Greenway. Thanks.